30,000 followers and millions of views later, Ivania went from a burnt out wedding planner to a love and relationship creator and coach on Instagram. In this video, we go over everything from how she found her own niche in the self-growth community, her content strategy behind multiple million view videos on Instagram, and how following our CCA Instagram strategy helped her grow 30,000 followers in 6 months using our signature method. If your goal is to become the #1 niche authority on Instagram and reach millions of people for free on this app, I wouldn't miss out on this video. Let's dive into it. Welcome to the show, Ivania.
Hi, Julia. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy.
I'm so excited to have you here because when you had reached out a couple months or a couple weeks ago, sending an email about all of your recent success, talking about your 30,000 followers in 6 months after being a part of CCA, I was like, we need to have a chat. Let's
Absolutely.
have you on the podcast. This is amazing. So why don't you tell the listeners where you started before you joined CCA, as a content creator and all that stuff?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been such an amazing journey. And before joining CCA, I was in this place of like having like a life crisis. I was recently my family and I immigrated to the US, and I had this job in the wedding industry. I was completely burnt out. I was not being able to be a present mom. All of these things were happening in my life. And I was like, I need to find something. Like, there's something better out there. Like, I had this calling and I came across your program, and I started like learning more about the creator industry, like the coaching industry and all of these. And then CCA came across my path, and the person, like the one of the members of your team who officially introduced the program to me, like expose how the way CCA is a structure, the evolution that the students have, like all of these. And I was like blown away. I was really like, I need to be there. Like, I need to be part of it. I need to explore this possibility that is in front of me, because I know inside of me that there is something out there better and bigger for me. So that's where I was in life pretty much. Yeah. I joined CCA in November 2023, almost a year ago. And a year ago, I was like, I didn't know what to do with my life. It was like a roller coaster. And then, CCA happened.
Well, I think this is so magical because when you started, I know maybe your niche wasn't so clearly defined, but then through being a part of the program, you really discovered what you wanted to share about and talk about on your page. So why don't you fast forward to now, like being a self-growth, relationship mentor, coach, creator? What has that evolution been like from being like, okay, I want to make money online, to like, what's my niche, to now having this massive community, millions and millions of views on your reels? What has that evolution been like for you?
Oh, I love this question. So at the beginning, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I have always been a self-growth advocate. Like back in 2020, I had a small account where I was sharing like my journey, like my healing journey, all of these, like all the mental health. I've been really passionate about this topic, but then I stopped, and life happens. And when I joined CCA, it wasn't really clear for me. I just knew that I wanted to share my voice. I wanted to create some. I always remember these from you. You always, like in the coaching calls, you mentioned, I want to create something bigger than myself. Like, and I truly believe that every person who joined this program have this calling, like this deep desire that they want to create something bigger. And I the path is never clear. It's never perfectly clear. And I joined funky, fuzzy, and with lots of ups and downs. And I know that I wanted to share my voice and specifically in the self growth niche, but I wasn't really clear. So I started my account. I joined CCA in November. I have no idea what I was doing. It was scary. It was at the beginning. You jump and you're like, this is too good to be true. This is like no, but okay, let's try. So I started in January of this year posting about motivational content and self growth and all of these. I was already inside the community, learning all the systems, like just absorbing all the wisdom, jumping into your coaching calls. I was just having this transition and this evolution. And
I love
then
it.
I remember having this call with you that I say, you, Julia, I posted something about relationships because I have always been really like interested in this topic. And I see that the audience loved the relationship content from me. Like I'm having this feeling that this is the way. And I started off all in February of this year, posting about relationships, relationship growth, the struggles that people don't talk about in relationships, like couples struggles. So I started talking about these, and at the same time, like learning and growing and getting to know people in the CCA community.
Yeah.
And getting to know all the possibilities that were possible, like for me and for all all the creators. So I joined without knowing nothing about the creator world. Like I knew there was like the influencers and the maybe a little bit about the coaches, but I didn't even know what was behind all of that world.
Yeah.
So I started going all in relationships.
On
and
relationship
after,
niche.
let's say 3 months from February, my content blew up. Like I had
Wow.
one reel that reached 1 million views, and then 2 million views, and then another reel 5 million views, 6 million views. And I was like, what is happening here? So that's the power of educational content, because when you commit to share something that is going to create an impact, a positive impact, that's the power of educational content. It's not something, it's, you don't just post for vanity metrics. You post with a purpose. You post with your heart. Like you really want to put out there what you want to share with the world, and the world is ready to listen. The world is ready to see you.
Thank you for sharing this kind of like beautiful, almost like testimonial of what your vision, your mission, your why has evolved to. Because it sounds like when you first started, it was very oriented of like, I just want to quit my job and I just want to make money online. And now through that experience of overcoming that, almost like, I have to do this, into like, what do I want to do? What do I want to create?
Exactly.
What's the magic I want to put out in the world? That's so powerful. So tell the listeners, like, how did CCA help you? How did CCA help you make this transition from just like, I need to make money, to like, I really want to build a mission-led business. I want to grow as a creator. And how did that also reflect in your reach, in your Instagram? Because really quickly before you respond, like, I think most people just are like, what's the tip? What's the strategy? How do I grow? But you've unlocked the code of like, it's this almost like deeper alignment that needs to happen.
Exactly. So yeah, so happy to respond that. I think, Julia, that once you realize what your audience wants, once you realize that, okay, this is my purpose, and it is truly something that comes from your soul, from your heart, and you don't post just for posting. And I always say, like, it's not a secret behind it, because for everyone it works different for everyone. So for me, people are constantly coming back to seek for support, and they want to see my content, they want to save my content, they want to share my content. So once I realized what my audience wanted, what my community wanted, what make people press the follow button, the get engaged and position yourself as an authority. Yeah, like when you realize what is the one thing they are looking and they want from you, that's when you realize, okay, this is the way it is. And it is not never going to be perfect, and it is never going to be like a perfect, how do you call these, like a perfect equation. It's not always the same, because the the creator industry is constantly evolving. What it was probably working 7 months ago, it's different now.
Yeah.
So you always need to be in this, open to new possibilities, open to learn more, open to like listen to other people
Hmm.
who have been in this journey, like learning and
Yeah.
growing and evolving. So it's also a matter of like opening to experiencing new things and letting go of that fear, because fear is
Yeah.
always going to be part of the game.
Hmm.
And of course, letting that, what is people going to think about me, like, oh, this is not going to work, I'm going to post this and it's not going to work, no one is going to see it, like no one is going to like it. Like, just let go of that and just flow and like create from the heart. And as you
Mm.
always say, this is another thing that I remember so much from your coaching calls: content is energy. So when you are truly aligned, when you truly are in your highest, like trying to like strike for your
Hmm.
highest self, and you're pouring energy, you're pouring that energy in your content, and that is what people is
Mm.
attracted by, your
I
energy.
love
And
that.
mhm.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Ivania. And I guess my next question for you would be if someone was maybe considering joining CCA and they were on the fence, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that they are just one decision away from changing their life. Like, because fear, as I mentioned, it's always going to be part of the game. I was really scared at the beginning. You will always find an excuse. When I joined, I didn't have a job. I kind of like was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, but I quit it. A job I was in the wedding industry, and I couldn't take it anymore. I wanted to be, as I mentioned, a present mom, have more time for myself. I was having like these, I was so emotional and physical burnt out. I didn't have the financial stability to join a program like these. But if you want, this is what I want to say. If you want a different outcome, if you want things to be different in your life, you need to start doing things differently. If you stay in the same place, nothing is going to change. So if you are in the fence and you're expecting something to happen, if you don't take inspired action, if you don't take that step, you're going to still in you're going to stay in the same place. So, and also another really important thing is that if you're expecting your loved ones or your family and your friends validate your decisions and cheer you up and telling you, oh wow, you're doing amazing, yeah, that's the best decision you could ever, that is not going to happen. Like, that is not the way it works. If you're just waiting for everyone else approval, you're not going to, you know how this is, right? And the people who you think are going to be there for you in this journey, the people who you think that are going to cheer you up and they are going to support
Hmm.
you and they are going to like feel so happy about your success, even about taking the leap, the action, just starting.
Hmm.
Because this is a big decision. This is like a life
Yeah.
project. This is not just, I'm just going to start creating and see what. This is like, if you really want to go all in and potentially change your life and your career and your future, you're going to take these as a like a something serious. And if you're
Totally.
expecting for someone else to come and, especially your loved ones,
Yeah.
to validate your decision and say that you're doing amazing and they are so proud of you, they are the they are the ones who are going to vanish first from your life.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? This like evolution of creation, especially because it's like we put our heart on the line. It's like this is our soul's purpose, our mission, our vision, our why. So it's like kind of just taking what everybody says to that point where it's like, oh, I remember those days of being like, well, this person's going to support me and they're going to cheer me on and like all my posts. And then they're the one that unfollows you. And it's almost like this
Exactly.
journey, right? Of like, wow, like this evolution, this new you, this creator you. So, Ivania, I thank you so much for sharing all of your thoughts, your experience becoming a creator, and even just showing like how long it really takes, where it's like you're like a year in now from when you
It's a
joined
year,
CCA
yeah.
and you're like, wow, I'm finally feeling the fruits of my labor. And I love that because even though our program is, 3 months, we want to show you that like we're in this for the long haul, right? It's like we're
Totally.
in this for the long run where it's like we could do a lot to set you up for success. And then what's so cool is that even seeing success beyond the program, where it's like I finished my 3 months, my 6 months, and now you're like, wow, like now I'm ready to do this on my own. Like it's almost like we give you the wings to fly, and then you went and flew and you came back and you're like, Julia, this result
Yeah.
has been insane and amazing. So I guess my final question to you would be, what is maybe one thing you would want to tell someone listening right now about your transformation with CCA? What is maybe one thing that you could offer as advice to someone else from what you've learned through CCA?
Yeah. That possibilities are endless. That you don't need to, investing in yourself is one of the most rewarding things and one of the most biggest things you can do for yourself. Is the biggest act of love and appreciation and expansion you can do. Investing
Mm-hmm.
in yourself, believing in yourself, that's number one. Number two, possibilities are endless. Why I'm saying these? Because you can join this program thinking that, oh, maybe I'm going to become a coach, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to create this life and have this business where I can help more people, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes with so many amazing things. Just networking with like minded
Mm-hmm.
people who are also committed to grow, for
Mm.
to striking for success, like just that simple fact that you're gonna get in the way of so many people, you're gonna get to know amazing people who are like growing and being so incredibly successful, and they are growing as a person, not only as an entrepreneur. And
Yeah.
that is so, I don't know, I think that is one of the most rewarding things when you join to like to a program like this one, like CCA. And
Yeah.
also that it, like, you can become this coach or
Mm-hmm.
this content creators, but everything that is behind, like all the collaborations you can do, you can work for in so many ways. It's not just that you're going to become a coach. You can, at this point, I'm collaborating with hotels, with like wellness brands, with like so many doors have opened for me, and I know so many doors have opened for other CCA students, and they are doing amazing things. And just let, as you mentioned in other coaching calls, just let your future self motivate you, and just let your future self push you to wake up every single morning and show us the best version of yourself. Because when you
I love that.
start, once you join something like this, like CCA, a program that is going to change the way you see life, that is going to help you have this massive transformation, you stop believing that amazing things can happen for you. You stop believing that these things are too good to be true. You stop believing that these only happen to successful people, to rich people, to smart people. Like, you stop believing that, and you start believing that it is absolutely possible for you to, that all the possibilities are there for you, but you need to create these possibilities. You need to create this life. You need to believe in yourself. So that happened.
Thank you, Ivania. Well, thank you so much. This was so fantastic. I like so hear your passion in your voice. I'm so proud of how far you've come. I mean, just seeing you like on coaching calls to now seeing you where you're at now, I'm just so beyond proud of you. And thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to include your information in the description so people can find you and see your beautiful relationship content. That I'm so excited for you to just continue reaching more people, because more people need this. Let's be real. I think this is fantastic. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Julia. I am so happy we had this conversation, and let's keep growing and making amazing things. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ivania.